Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So Lantern Rite event is finally here and we will get one of the Liyue 4-star characters for free on Stand By Me event. There are 6 options available that we will get in few days, which are Xiangling, Xinyan, Beidou, Ningua, Xinchu, and Chongyun. If you're having trouble who you want to get, then this video is for you because I will give you mini spotlight on all characters mentioned. So for everyone, I upgrade all my 4-star Liyue characters to Ascension 4 because this is the stage where all of their skills activated. I also give them the best possible artifacts and weapons that I can give them to show their potentials. Please note that these are my personal experience, so please don't take my opinion as your absolute answer. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have the exquisite delicacy, Xiangling.
お菓子でも食べて一息ついたら一皿持ってきたんだよ
First up, let me tell you that her first constellation is pretty good, and if you want her pyro in order to hit harder to enemies, then I'd say she is your choice. But since getting Xiangling is very easy as you get her when you progress the game, and she already good enough at Constellation 0, I'd say she shouldn't be your priority. Unless your Xiangling is your waifu or your Xiangling is at 5th constellation, then I'd say her 6th constellation is worth getting as it increases damage dealt to enemies and pairs very well with Melt Reaction. The thing is, since your Xiangling alone is already good enough to apply Pyro Element, if you're a new player or free-to-play player, then I say you should skip Xiangling and pick other options available instead. Next up, we have the Blazing Rift, Xinyan.
あっち見ろなんかすげえロックなものがあるみたいだぞ
I'd say Xinyan is one of the most complicated character in the game. She is very complicated to build because she wants to become a pyro support while also provide shield that scales with her defense. Yeah, I know, very complicated isn't it? If you really want to fully utilize her, then you can have her to pick one of the options available: physical DPS, pyro support, or shield support. You can technically go all 3, but it's not the best option in my opinion. I personally go with pyro support as I find her better with this setup, especially at Constellation 2. She can be complicated because she needs to hit at least 2 enemies in order to make her shield deal pyro damage to enemies, which you can't always do that in every scenarios. However, once the conditions are met, I personally find her way more consistent in terms of pyro support than Xiangling. I'd say if you really want to use Xinyan, you should at least get her to her 2nd constellation, because each burst will activate her 3rd phase shield, which is very useful as you don't need to hit enemies after that and can switch very easily. Third character we have is the uncrowned Lord of the Ocean, Beidou.
手合わせならいつでも付き合おう
In a nutshell, her elemental burst is an electro version of Xinchu. But unlike Xinchu, Beidou can be used as both main DPS and sub DPS. Although as how good as her role gets, Beidou relies heavily on counter-attacking to show her full damage, which can be very hard for players who don't get used to this. However, if you're not good with counter-attack timing, she can charge her elemental skill, which means you don't have to rely on counter-attack if you don't want to, or you can release the skill on the right timing. If you build energy recharge on her, she can be an electro version of Xinchu. While building energy recharge on her is okay, you don't really benefit that much on her elemental skill since she needs damage to fully utilize both of her elemental skill and her elemental burst. In my opinion, she is not as defensive as popular opinion stated, but quite balanced on both defense and offense. I can see her great as both physical and electro DPS and synergize very well with Kea. She is a bit difficult to use because you need precise timing to fully utilize her power, but I'd say she is definitely worth building.
얌전히 있어. 감기 조심.
고화 신비.
Next up, we have the eclipsing star Ningguang.
新しい投資先でも探そうかしら。モラは大いに越したことないわ。
If there's such thing as a 5-star character that pretends to become a 4-star, then it's Ningguang. She has extremely high burst that can par with most 5-star in the game, even at Constellation 0. Easily one of the best boss killer in the game as well, and can easily one-shot enemies with her elemental skill and her elemental burst. The bad side, however, is that she is not great facing mobs until Constellation 1, but further investment allows you to easily beat mobs with her elemental skill and her charge attack. She also has slow attack speed, but can easily be fixed when you attack while also holding the analog or move button. She can be very underwhelming on early game, but at the end game, she is one of the best CPS regardless of her element, especially that high-end domains consist with very little enemies, which can make Ningguang shine. The fact that Geo is now buffed, she hits like a train, while also can be decently defensive at the same time. She also has one of the most useful exploration talent as well, being able to detect ore, which means you can hunt ores that are not detected by local NPCs. I highly recommend getting Ningguang.
이게 하늘에 있지.
보잘것없는 재주로. 자. 집중하라. 자. 포기해.
Fifth character we have is the Juvenile Gallant, Xinchu.
衣へと事の葉綴る筆先はわらべに帰り思うがままに
Easily one of the best sub DPS in the game. Pretty good at Constellation 0, overpowered at Constellation 2, and also broken at Constellation 6. He can be used as a healer that can reduce damage taken to active character and also a sub DPS. The fact that he is also Hydro Element makes it even better as he is very versatile when it comes to elemental reaction damage potential. He is a bread and butter to any teams, preferably Pyro, Electro, and Animo combination as this gives very high damage potential to cheese stages easily while also activating 4 elemental reactions at the same time. The bad thing about him is that he has very long elemental skill cooldown, but since you're given with probably one of the best support skill in the game, it's kinda justified. And unlike Beidou, you can build him with energy recharge as you don't necessarily need him for his damage, but for his utility. I highly recommend getting Xinchu.
알아보겠느냐? 고화 신비.
Finally, we have the final character, the Frozen Order, Chongyun.
地味猛量をほふり内外に生を澄み渡らせるまずいこの後の向上を忘れてしまった
Unpopular opinion, Chongyun is mainly used as a cryo support, which I kinda disagree, and I see him more as a main DPS. Maybe my Chongyun is at Constellation 5, I'm not sure. Anyway, unless you're using Diluc or main DPS Xiangling and you need that cryo support, then Chongyun is probably your best shot. Being able to convert damage to cryo is nice, but cryo is one of the weakest elements at the moment as Frozen is very awkward to use, and Superconduct reduces physical resistance, which can be good on Razor, but it's really bad if you pair him with Chongyun because Chongyun's elemental skill converts damage to cryo. Using physical build on him is also not that great either because of his elemental skill. I'd say he is very powerful with Lava Walker set as long you're using Xinyan or Xiangling support. If you don't like using Lava Walker, then the most stable and probably the best build for him is Guardian set, which is relatively easy to build. If you pair him with Constellation 6 Bennett, he is potentially broken. I can see him very well as a main DPS, but if you need a cryo support, then Diona and Kea are better.
끌었네, 끌었어.
내 명을 받들라. 야. 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 열정이 부족해.
To sum up everything, this is my personal recommendation who you should get for this event. Again, this is my personal opinion and experience on using them. Don't take my opinion as your absolute answer. I do hope you enjoyed today's video and find it helpful. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button because it really does help my channel. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of my new videos. I post art nights and Genshin Impact content every single week. Thank you to my supporters. You can join the Patreon or donate the PayPal or Coffee if you want to support me. The link is in the description down below. Thank you for your support and I'll see you guys on the next video. Says everyone, peace out. Phew!